Good morning, everyone. Today, Dr. Neha Ronald William, will going to discuss about respiratory system. Before teaching you about respiratory system, let's see the diagram first. This is the respiratory system diagram. Here, it's nose, nasal cavity, nasal cochlea, nasal vestibule, pharynx, larynx, epiglottis, thyroid cartilage, thyroid cartilage, vocal fold, trachea, carina of trachea, main bronchi, lingular division bronchi, right lung, superior lobe, horizontal fissure, oblique fissure, middle lobe, inferior lobe, diaphragm, then sphenoid frontal, then oral cavity, esophagus, tracheal bronchi, lung, left lung, superior lobe, apex or left lung, oblique fissure, cardiac notch, lingua of lung, inferior lobe, and superior, inferior, and middle lobal bronchus. Let's study the respiratory system. Respiratory system is a system through which every cell in the body receives its oxygen and excretes its carbon dioxide. Lungs inhale and exhale the air through the respiratory passage starting from nasal cavity, nasopharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, and finally to alveoli. Functions of respiration: interchange of gases to carry oxygen from the lungs to the tissue for internal respiration and to bring back carbon dioxide to the lungs for excretion through expiration. Maintenance of pH: this function is carried out by balancing excretion of carbon dioxide. Maintenance of circulation: it affects the heart rate and cardiac output. Blood pressure also changes during respiration. Excretion: volatile substances like ammonia, ketone bodies, water vapor, and certain drugs like diethyl ether are excreted through expiration. Metabolic function: it helps in maintaining homeostasis of metabolism in the tissue. Anatomy: respiratory organ include two lungs and the respiratory passage, which include nasal cavity, nasopharynx, larynx, trachea, and bronchi. The lungs, trachea, bronchi, and bronchioles are found in the thoracic cage, whereas the respiratory passage, including a part of the trachea, are extrathoracic. The thoracic cage is a bony cartilaginous cage with the muscles situated in between the sternum and costal cartilage. There are 12 thoracic vertebrae joined by the intervertebral disc made up of cartilage. There are 12 pair of ribs connected by intercostal muscle. The diaphragm separates the thorax from the abdomen. The whole thoracic cavity is occupied by the lung with pleural covering and heart with peritoneal covering. The cavity between the two lungs is known as mediastinum. Nostrils and nasal cavity. Nostrils are two nasal openings which serve like the gateway of the respiratory system. The nasal cavity has one central septum that divides the whole cavity into two parts. Nasopharynx, it is the junction between the oral and the nasal cavity or the esophagus and the larynx. It is guarded by epiglottis which closes the passage of air while swallowing food. Larynx, it is the voice box used to prevent the entry of food material in the trachea. The epiglottis is large, leaf-shaped piece of elastic cartilage. During swallowing, larynx rises, which causes free edge of epiglottis to move down and form a lid over glottis. The glottis contains pair of fold of mucous membrane. The larynx is closed off and liquids and food enter into the esophagus. Trachea and bronchi. Trachea is about 4 inches long and extends from larynx to the level of the fifth thoracic vertebra. It is composed of 16 to 20 C-shaped incomplete rings. Front part of the trachea is made up of cartilage and its back part is made up of fibrous tissue. The esophagus is situated on the back of the trachea. C-shaped cartilage provided semi-rigid support. The bronchi are formed by the bilateral bifurcation of the trachea at the level of the fifth thoracic vertebra. The point at which trachea divides into two branches is known as carina. The right bronchus is shorter and wider than the left one. Right bronchus is divided into upper, middle, and lower secondary bronchi, whereas left bronchus is divided into upper and lower secondary bronchi. The secondary bronchi further form smaller tertiary or segmental bronchi, which form smaller bronchioles. Bronchioles branch further into smaller tubes called terminal bronchioles. As branching increases, structural changes occur. In bronchi, epithelium is pseudostratified ciliated columnar, which changes to non-ciliated simple cuboidal epithelium in terminal bronchiole. The incomplete rings of cartilage in primary bronchi disappear in distal bronchiole and amount of smooth muscle increases. Lungs. There are two lungs with a bronchus attached to each of them. They are cone-shaped spongy organs. Their apices are situated slightly above the clavicle bone and the bases are near the diaphragm. The right lung is thicker and broader than left. The right lung has three and the left lung has two lobes. Each lobe is composed of lobules. A small bronchial tube enters each lobule where it divides and subdivides into pulmonary bronchi and terminal bronchioles. Terminal bronchioles subdivide into microscopic branches called respiratory bronchioles, which subdivide into several alveolar ducts. Alveolar duct open into numerous alveoli. Two or more alveoli that share a common opening are called alveolar sac. There are two types of alveolar epithelial cells in alveolar wall. Type 1 alveolar, which secrete alveolar fluid. Around alveoli, the lobules, arteriole, and venule disappear into capillary network. The exchange of respiratory gases between lungs and blood take place by diffusion across alveolar and capillary wall. The layers through which respiratory gases diffuse are known as alveolar capillary membrane. It consists of a large layer of type 1 and 2 alveolar cells constituting alveolar wall, epithelial basement membrane underlying alveolar wall, capillary basement membrane fused to epithelial basement membrane, and costly endothelial cells of capillary. Pleura. Lung is covered by a double serous membrane known as pleura. The inner layer of the pleura is closely attached to the lung and is known as visceral layer. The free layer on the thoracic wall is known as parietal layer. Between two pleural layers, there is a fluid which lubricates the surface and prevents friction between the lungs and the chest wall during respiration. Pulmonary circulation. The pulmonary trunk, which arises from the right ventricle of the heart, supplies the carbon dioxide containing blood to the lungs for oxygenation. The pulmonary trunk divides into two pulmonary arteries. These arteries break up into smaller vessels and arterioles. Finally, they break up into a network of capillaries which enters in the air sac. The pulmonary vessels have thinner and more permeable wall. They are shorter in length and larger in diameter than the vessels of the systemic circulation. The respiratory muscles. The diaphragm and intercostal muscles are the skeletal muscles involved in respiratory movement. Diaphragm. It is a large dome-shaped sheet of muscles which separate the thoracic cavity from the abdominal cavity. The contraction of diaphragm brings about downward movement which decreases the intrathoracic pressure and increases the intra-abdominal pressure. Diaphragm is innervated by the phrenic nerve on each side. This muscle is essential for the maintenance of respiration during anesthesia because the intercostal muscles become partially inactive during anesthesia. Physiology. The respiratory muscles are the skeletal muscles and do not possess any inherent rhythmicity. Their contraction and relaxation depend on the motor impulses that are being discharged from the respiratory center situated in the medulla oblongata of the brain. There are two centers in the medulla oblongata, inspiratory center and expiratory center. Inspiratory center typically discharge the impulse which are carried by phrenic and intercostal nerve. They result in contraction of their respective muscles. Expiratory center inhibit inhibitory centers and thereby bring about the relaxation of the respiratory centers. Lung of the fetus before birth in the mother's womb are solid. The pleural membrane is almost attached to parietal membrane and the pressure in the pleural cavity is zero. Immediately after the start of parturition, that is the moment of the head of the baby comes out of the mother womb, the change in temperature is felt in the medulla oblongata. Inspiratory centers of medulla oblongata then send impulse to the diaphragm and intercostal muscle through phrenic nerves and intercostal nerves respectively. As a result, there occurs contraction of diaphragm and intercostal muscles and the space in the pleural cavity suddenly increases. This causes a negative pressure in the pleural cavity. Because of this negative intrapleural pressure, the air is sucked through the mouth and nose, and that is how the body takes its first breath. Expiratory centers then act to inhibit the inhibitory center. The diaphragm and intercostal muscles get relaxed. This brings the intrapleural pressure back to zero and the air is expelled out. Normal rate of respiration in adult is 14 to 18 per minute. Disorder, pharyngitis. It is the inflammation of pharynx. It may be due to infection by bacteria or virus or some allergic condition. Laryngitis. It is the inflammation of larynx. Causes are similar to those of pharyngitis. Pneumonia. It is an acute infection of the alveolar spaces of lung. Infection with several kinds of microbes and viruses may cause such a condition, which results in reversible solidification of lungs, preventing aeration. Bronchitis. It is an acute or chronic inflammation of bronchi induced by microbial infection and chemical or mechanical causes, generally with fever, cough, and sputum. Tuberculosis of the lung. A chronic dangerous infection disease, often of the lungs, with low fever, cough, with blood in sputum, and wasting. It is caused by the bacteria Mycobacterium tuberculosis. Asthma. It is a spasmodic contraction of bronchi and bronchioles when there is interference with passage of air through the membrane-linked tube that aerate the lung. Here, the mucous membrane of bronchi become congested and swollen, and and usual amount of mucus is secreted within these tubes. The patient has more difficulty in expiration than inspiration. This is the diagram: nose, pharynx, trachea, left lungs. Larynx, you can see thyroid cartilage, caroid cartilage, right clavicle, right lung, trachea, left primary bronchus with diaphragm, then base of left lung, aorta, visceral pleura, pleural cavity, heart space. Thank you.